So going back to where we left off, and if you haven't seen the last video, go watch it because you're going to be lost. But they essentially recapping, the Justice Warriors are trying to justify and say that they didn't leak the audio. Come to find out that they did in fact leak the audio to Tony. So now is where we see the admission that it actually went to Tony. So a couple days after the leak, she had a conversation with Tony in which he apologized. He informed her that Seth had expressed that he wanted the audio and that neither I or Chloe would send it to him. Tony said that he didn't see any reason to withhold it from him, so he sent it. He said that he thought it was cute that Chloe and I were trying to protect him, but that he felt that Seth should have it. He also said that Michaela was there and called out, just send it to my email. He was on speakerphone, and that's what he did. Technically, it was not a leak when it was sent to Seth because he is or was the client, and he is the only person that is owed a duty of confidentiality. I am still not sure how Tony got the audio. She says right here that Seth got the audio from Tony. She says it right here. Seth got the audio from Tony. So Seth didn't get the audio from her. Seth got it from somebody else. And it was leaked prior to this because she says up here that it was leaked for the court case for Nina. Now she says that Seth did that, but was that all after it was already leaked to Tony and to the YouTubers and all these other people? Because it sounds to me like Tony got it first. Now, is Tony part of this confidentiality group? Is Tony part of her group? How did Tony get the information? Why is it okay for Tony and YouTubers to have information before Seth? That's my question there. Now, at the point that the audio was entered into the court record, it became public information and would be available to anyone who knows how to do the Freedom of Information Act. I'll stop you right there. That's bullshit because this is a custody court case with a child involved, which means when it was entered into the court record, it was entered into the court record for a child court custody hearing, which is a sealed court case, which means it is not available to the public via the Freedom of Information Act. Sealed cases are not available. Sealed cases involving a minor are not available. So yes, it is still considered sensitive information, and it is still considered a leak legally. But the defensiveness and the amount of defensiveness going on here tells me that she probably already knows that. And she's trying to run in circles defending herself to say it isn't a leak when it is in fact a leak. Because that's what it looks like to me. This looks like a big fat fucking leak. And a big fat breach of confidentiality. Which even if Seth isn't so upset about it because eventually the information got in his hands and this whole thing was a plot to help Nina get custody of Faith. And I'm willing to bet, and my spidey senses are going off, red flag, red flag. Is Sebastian's disappearance all part of this big scheme that Seth and Nina have plotted together so that Nina could get custody of Faith and so that Seth could reel in the freaking money? Because that's what it's looking like to me, and I got a lot of questions. She goes on to say that she doesn't agree with the way that Trevor Lee was treated last night on the podcast, and she knows what it's like trying to help somebody, and she does not believe that Trevor Lee was responsible for the leak. So this is looking like one big orchestrated event to con the public. Is what it looks like to me. To con the public, to con the courts, and to con everybody around. I don't know what's going on, but this sideshow circus, whatever the freak is happening here, I'm seeing red flags everywhere I look. And to me, it's starting to look like Team Seth is imploding from the inside out.